Okay, listen up, because this might be the single most important explainer you watch all year. And no, I'm not just being dramatic. I'm saying it because every single day, we're all quietly losing something incredibly precious. And honestly, most of us don't even see it happening. So let's just get right to it. The blunt answer for most of us, yeah, it is. And not from some rare disease, but from something way, way more common. Comfort. Every single time you get stuck in that endless scroll, or just repeat the same exact routine day in and day out, or avoid anything that feels even a little bit hard, you're basically giving your brain permission to get weaker, slower, and older. So you know what? This explainer right here is for the fighters. It's for anyone who refuses to just sit back and let their mind get dull. It's for people who want to stay sharp and powerful and just full of life. Not just for now, but for good. If that's you, if you're ready to fight for your mind, then let's get into it. First things first, you've got to know your enemy. And the enemy isn't what you think. It's not your age. It's a brain that our easy, modern life has trained to be fundamentally lazy. Its number one job, its prime directive, is to save energy, even if that means sacrificing its own sharpness and vitality. Just look at the two sides of this coin. Over here, you've got the autopilot brain. You know the feeling. It's foggy, it's forgetful, you're technically awake, sure, but you don't really feel alive. But then there's the other side, the brain that's truly living. It actually looks for challenges. It embraces the struggle because it knows that's where the growth is. So just take a second and be honest with yourself. Which one sounds more like you right now? So how do we actually fight back? You ready? Our first weapon is to intentionally, purposefully embrace discomfort. Because the hard truth is, your brain only gets stronger when it struggles. Comfort isn't just neutral, it's the enemy of growth. Let's see what that actually looks like. Take this from a 44-year-old guy who had this light bulb moment. He realized his mind felt old simply because his life had gotten too easy. So he started doing hard things again. And the result? It was incredible. His big takeaway was that the struggle itself is the medicine. It's not about some magic pill, it's about pure effort. Okay, so here is your first mission, should you choose to accept it. The cold shower. Yeah, it's brutal. And that is exactly the point. The second that ice-cold water hits you, every single cell in your body is screaming, "No, get out!" By choosing to stay in, you're sending a powerful message to your brain. You're saying, I'm in charge here, not my knee-jerk desire for comfort. You're literally training it to be more resilient. All right, on to weapon number 2. This builds right on top of the first one. Think of your brain like a tree. If you do the same thing every single day, that tree just sits there. It doesn't grow. To keep it young and vibrant, you have to force it to sprout new branches. And you do that by breaking your routines and trying new, hard things. This is going to sound almost ridiculously simple, but it is a powerhouse of a mental workout. Tonight, try brushing your teeth with your other hand, your non-dominant hand. It's going to feel awkward, you'll be clumsy, it'll be frustrating. But that feeling of frustration, that's the feeling of your brain waking up, firing up sleepy pathways, and building brand new connections. Okay, here's a tough one. Most of us, we live in these little echo chambers, right? We read stuff that just confirms what we already think. That's comfortable. But to grow, you need to find something that really challenges your worldview, something you might even hate. A brain that's a little confused, a brain that has to stop and go, wait a minute, could I be wrong? That's a brain that's getting a serious workout. Oh man, your ego is going to fight you tooth and nail on this one. But you have to remember, your brain grows the most, not when you're an expert, but when you totally suck at something. The real magic isn't in being good. It's in failing, feeling that frustration, and deciding to keep going anyway. So go learn that instrument. Try to paint. Be a terrible dancer. The value is in the effort, not the outcome.
And if you think this is just talk, listen to this. A 36-year-old guy forced himself to read a book that went against everything he believed. He said it was super uncomfortable, but it woke up parts of his mind that had been asleep for years. His words? His mind felt a decade younger, way more agile. That's powerful.
And now for our third and maybe the most crucial weapon in today's world. We have to reclaim our focus. Every single notification, every ding, every mindless scroll, think of it like a little paper cut for your brain. It's training you day by day to have the attention span of a goldfish. We absolutely have to fight back. Just let this number sink in for a second. 5. 5 minutes. For most people, that is the absolute limit for how long they can sit in silence before that twitch starts, that feeling of panic, and they have to reach for their phone like it's a life raft. Let's just call that what it is. That's not normal. It's an addiction, and it's a clear sign that our brains are in trouble. But there is an antidote. This woman, she was suffering from panic attacks, and her cure was so simple. She just started walking in nature, and she left her phone at home. Disconnecting from all that digital noise let her brain finally breathe. It let it heal. And think about what she said. I heard my own thoughts again. It was like meeting myself after years. Wow. This leads us to a really powerful technique called active recall. Think about it. You're trying to remember an actor's name. It's right on the tip of your tongue. The easy thing to do is just whip out your phone and Google it. The powerful thing to do is to struggle for it. That feeling of digging, of trying to retrieve the information, that is the exercise. Every time you instantly Google something, you're telling your memory muscle it doesn't need to work anymore. So let's put it all together. This is your arsenal, your toolkit for fighting back. Weapon 1, embrace discomfort. Go do hard things. Weapon 2, force new connections. Shatter your routine. And weapon 3, master your focus. Disconnect from the noise and practice that deep attention. These are not just tips. These are survival weapons for the modern world. And that really brings us to the final, most important question. In this fight, your brain is not on your side. Its only goal is to save energy, to take the easy path, even if that path leads to a mind that's dull and slow. Your job, your mission, is to fight that instinct every single day. So I'll just leave you with this one thought. In that battle, who's going to win?